Should be recording now, maybe. My computer's been so slow these days, but I think it's working. So, hello everybody. Hello Team Fire Away, Team Let Your Light Shine. Welcome everybody to our special team call tonight. It's not really a team call, it's half team call and half fun party time. I'm so excited, and Emma and I are both just super pumped to talk about some goal setting a little bit more and just really give you guys some good info so that you can create your vision boards. Our plan for tonight is to do a little bit of a call where we're gonna, like I said, talk about some goal setting things, talk about some vision things, and then really we're just gonna kind of open it up, and all of us here are just gonna start working on our vision boards. So we're gonna use Canva or PicMonkey, or you could even, I don't know, you could use something else if you want to. Those are the two main things that I use to create images and stuff. But together, you guys, we can all kind of like work on our vision boards individually, and then this will also be great because if you guys have questions about how to use Canva or how to use PicMonkey, you can type in the chat box, or if you want to share with each other and be like, hey, look, I'm loving this. Like, this is fun. Here's my goals. Here's my vision board so far. It's going to be like we're all kind of like having a little work party. So with that being said, let's jump into it, you guys. We have a little bit of info that we want to go over, like I said, but we want to get to the fun part. So let's get into it. So you guys, having a vision is just so incredibly important. We've already had some team calls about this topic. We all know that having a vision for yourself and for your business is going to be super important, especially right now where we're at with the beginning of the year. We all have a fresh, clean slate ahead of us. So if you do not have a vision for yourself or for where you want to go, it's kind of like getting started on a road trip without a roadmap and a destination, right? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to drive? You have absolutely no idea. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? So that's really what this call tonight is about. It's creating that vision so that you know what it is that you are working towards, and you are basically setting yourself up for success so that you have that motivation and momentum during the times this year where you might lose that mojo, that excitement that we all have right now at the beginning of the year, right? You guys may have experienced this at some point last year where maybe you struggled a little bit in your business, or you got into a funk or whatever. So I think it's so important to make sure you have a vision board set for yourself, especially at the beginning of the year, so that you can use it, like I said, to help you get out of those funks and just keep moving forward, and just remind yourself why you decided to sign up to do this, because it's not easy sometimes. It's simple, but it's not easy sometimes. Every single one of you, I'm sure, has experienced that at some point. But if you have a clear vision for yourself, it'll be so much easier to keep moving forward. So that is why we are here today. That's why we are focusing on this. And that's why we wanted to kick off the year with our first team call, talking about vision and creating our vision boards, okay? So here's just a couple things that I want to talk about when it comes to setting your goals and when it comes to creating your vision board, guys. So, a lot of times, we always are thinking about the things that we want to achieve. Like, I want to be 5-star, I want to be elite, I want to be premier, I want to, whatever. We have these goals that we want to achieve, right? And that's super important, and that's great to have those things. But I also want to make sure that you think about not just what it is that you want to achieve, but how do you want to feel this year, you guys? Like, what kind of emotions and feelings do you really want to have? Are you somebody like, where I was when I first got started as a coach, where I was just stressed out all the time? I was tired. I had really no passion or purpose. I was, also stressed because of, my money issues, whatever, right? So, this might be something new that you guys maybe haven't done before. I know that this is something new that I've never done before, but I really sat and thought about how it is that I wanted to feel this year in 2016, because if you can align your actions and plan your intentions for the year around these feelings, then you guys, you're going to be able to make your goals happen. You know what I'm saying? So along with that, always make sure that you're not just setting goals for your business, or you're not just setting health and fitness goals. You are setting goals in multiple areas of your life, okay? Whether that's your career, love and relationships, if you're married, friendships, money, of course, is important, financial goals, your health, traveling, I just put those up there because I think it's so important to not just get caught up with Beachbody goals or not just get caught up with weight loss goals, right? You want to make sure that you are covering all, all areas of your life really when you're setting your goals and planning for the new year, okay? So once again, I kind of want to dig a little bit deeper into this how do you want to feel thing. So I want you to sit and come up with maybe 3 to 5 words that are going to describe this for you. Describe kind of like your theme for 2016. Okay, you guys? So like this might take a couple minutes, but I really want you to like get outside of the box. I don't want you to just be like, I want to feel happy, Alexa. I don't know what I want to feel. Like I know we all want to feel happy, right? Like that's pretty much the goal of life, period, right? To feel happy. But dig deeper. Okay, so how did you feel in 2015 or in past years? You know what I'm saying? Like reflect back on this past year. Maybe there were some obstacles or experiences that you had to overcome in the last year. You know, and pay that, or not pay that forward, but you know, put that forward into this year and think about how maybe you want to change the way that you felt. Maybe, like I said, you were stressed out. You had you know, this crazy busy job. You were also working and you also had an internship. You were just stressed and overwhelmed to the max, right? So maybe having a more stress-free year or a more relaxing year is something that is important to you, right? So don't just think about what it is that you want to achieve, but think about the way that you want to feel, how you want this year to turn out for you, because I think it's really important, and that will kind of just help give you like I said, a theme for the year and kind of something for you to always tie back to. Whenever it is, you know, anything that you come across, you can always tie it back to your theme for the year, okay? So if you guys are still confused, I'm going to share some examples from Emma and I, okay? And Emma, I think that you're on now. I know that you weren't before, but if you want to unmute yourself and share your 3 things, I'll start off and share my 3 feelings. But you guys, if you follow me on social media, I've been like talking all about this year being the year of intention for me. So this year, my three words that I'm going to focus on and that I want to feel and that are going to create the theme for 2016 for me are intentional, empowering, and grateful. Okay. And so when you create these words, or when you think about these words that are really going to like kind of encompass your year, you know, this is something that, like I said, you can refer back to every single day. Okay. So think about it. Think to yourself, am I being intentional today, Alexa? Am I empowering somebody today? Or am I, you know, paying forward my leadership skills and empowering somebody else, or, you know, whatever? Or am I being grateful? Am I showing gratitude today? Because I had to kind of sit and look back at my 2015 and think about the things that I was able to achieve and some of the things that I wasn't able to achieve. And I know for me personally, one of my biggest struggles was you know, making sure that I'm managing my time and being the most productive and not screwing around on Facebook, you know what I mean? Being intentional with my actions and intentional with my goals. And along with that, this year, I really want to work on empowering not just myself, but empowering my team as well. You know what I mean? I want my team to feel empowered, and I want to just really pay it forward and help duplicate my team this year. That's a really big goal. So you'll see when we talk a little bit more about our specific goals for the year, you know, a lot of my goals have to do with, you know, leadership and things that I want to happen on my team. So that all kind of ties back to this word, empowering. That's one thing that I want to feel, but I also want to pass that feeling on to others. And then gratitude. Once again, you guys, looking back at 2015 and some of the things that I struggled with, I think that one thing that I really was struggling with last year was always looking ahead for my happiness, if that makes sense. So, you know, a lot of times we kind of get stuck in this trap with this business, especially where you're like, oh, man, you know, once I hit 2-star, everything's going to be great. Or once I hit diamond, you know, everything's going to fall into place. Or once we just get out of this apartment and I move into my house, everything's going to be awesome. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I did that a lot last year. I was always kind of like never content or grateful with what I had, and always just looking towards the next best thing and next biggest thing, which I think is important. We should always have goals and things that we're striving for, but I also think it's really important to not always be seeking our happiness in, you know, the next thing. Being present in this moment and being grateful with what I do have. You know what I'm saying? So instead of stressing out about, well, I can't wait until I hit reach XYZ goal, I want to start to reflect on where I'm at today every single day and be more grateful and content and happy with where I am, and just appreciating the things that I do have instead of always working to try and find something new to achieve. So I kind of wanted to explain my 3 words to you guys, just so you can kind of get an idea, maybe get some things flowing for you, so that you can think of what your theme and what your idea or your words and feelings for 2016 are going to be. So Emma, let me see. Are you on here now? If you want to unmute yourself, I just wanted to be able to see you. Sorry, but I'll put it back on the screen share. There you are. I'll stop talking now and I'll let you explain.
No, you're fine. Okay, so my 3 words. So my first one is unfiltered. And Jimmy Nelson mentioned this on the coach call that he did a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how so much of our lives are, filtered, like with filters and things like that. And I was just thinking to myself, what am I attracted to when I'm like following certain coaches? Like, what attracts me to find certain.
The zucchini made it kind of twangy in the sauce.
Oh.
Sorry.
So one of the coaches that really inspires me is Lindsay Stay. And like literally the other day, as I was thinking about what Alexa and I were talking about it today, but I was already thinking about my word for 2016, and it's unfiltered. And she posted a post, and it says, she's talking to her husband. She says, okay, so we have some dog training options to discuss. Tony, so we have 2 dog training appointments. Me, nope, just 1. Tony, so what's the appointment on the 14th? Me, marriage counseling. And me and Eric have been going through a lot, and we're starting to go to counseling on Friday. And like, just to be open about that and to just say like, and not be afraid to admit that we have struggles and that we have things that we have to get through. And just being unfiltered for my followers, because obviously the people follow me, and my team is my team for a reason, right? We're all here together and there's no judgment. So I want to be more unfiltered and my whole life, and just sharing more things and more struggles that we have gone through in the past. And I think that this is the year that I'm really going to be doing a lot of that. And then my second one is being present. Like Alexa, I think that I have been waiting for the next best thing, or saying like, oh, when we're debt free, our life's going to be just the best thing ever. And it's like, there's always going to be certain things that are going to happen in our life, right? When there's not something, it's going to be something else. So just being present and focusing on Bentley for these last 6 months as well, before the new baby's here, and just being present in my life, being present in my family, and really also incorporating more of a balance as well, and getting better at that. And then worry-free. And also I really want people to be present in their life as well. So I think that's another thing, is I want, my team to really start to be present in their life, and, set goals for themselves and have these goals for themselves, but also remember that so many things are happening in the now that are amazing, and we can't let certain things just drag us down. And I think I had a lot of that last year. And then worry-free, just to be worry-free in life, and just enjoy life, and live life to the next level. And yeah, those are my words.
Yay, love it. Thank you so much, Emma. I think that those are really great. And you guys, just to kind of give you some more ideas, I want you to, like I said, think outside of the box. I love that, unfiltered. Like, that is such a great one that I probably, never would have thought of, but that's so true. You know what I mean? Stop feeling like you've got to fit into this like cookie cutter, whatever it is, like image of what coaching is, or what you should or shouldn't say, and just be you, be authentic, be who you are. Swear and cuss in your freaking post if that's who you are. You know what I mean? That's what I do. So, and just to give you guys some more words and feelings to just kind of throw out there, just to kind of get your creative juices flowing. Like I said, I'm just going to throw some words: fulfilled, energized, secure, peaceful, unstoppable, empowered. I already said that one, but competent, grateful, innovative, caring, generous, content, vibrant, genuine, purposeful, inspired, balanced, at peace, unstuck, healthy, powerful, enthusiastic, inspired. I might be like kind of repeating some of these. Sorry, there's like this big old list that I'm looking at. You know, relaxed, appreciated. You know, these are just some excited. I'm like reading this as I'm saying. These are just some examples. But I just want you guys to get outside of just like, you know, like I said, just happy. You know, I want you guys to think outside the box. Think, you know, think really, really deep and think about the feelings that you really want to, really want to exude this year, I guess, and create your theme around that. Okay. So now let's get into actually putting together and creating your vision board. Woo! Okay, a couple more slides and then we're gonna get into the fun stuff, you guys. So like I said, you want your vision board to just evoke those feeling words, okay? So you guys, you all know this. It's like the law of attraction. What you focus on is what's gonna expand in your brain and what's gonna really just become present in your life. So if you are putting things on your vision board that tie back to the feelings that you wanna make happen in your life in 2016, then that is how you're going to make those feelings real and not just something that you want in your life, right? So, you know, constantly surrounding yourself with these things that, these feelings and these images that will just kind of evoke these feelings is what's going to just really help you in, you know, pushing yourself forward and making sure your vision board isn't just like, you know, all these pretty pictures of things that, you know, like on Pinterest, you know, we put our vision boards together or our Pinterest boards together and you kind of think, well, I love all this stuff and this is pretty, but, you know, I don't think I would ever actually have a house that looks like that, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely done that on Pinterest before. But I want you guys to actually put these things on your vision board that you really, truly in your heart want to make happen. Like think hard about your family and your goals and where it is that you want to be in your life, especially at the end of 2016. And honestly, make this vision board something that isn't so far-fetched in like a fantasy land. It's something that is going to motivate and push you forward and keep you going in times when you don't feel like continuing on. Okay. So like I said, we're, you know, two really great tools that you can use online to create your vision board are Canva and PicMonkey. And everybody kind of has their own preference, but I personally love Canva. I'm a Canva lover, but some people love PicMonkey. But these are two free websites that you can use to create some very visually appealing and beautiful images for your vision board, okay? You don't have to be a professional graphic designer to make it look great either. But these are two options that you can use when actually constructing your vision board, okay? And I know Emma and I have both used PicMonkey, and I use Canva a lot. I know Emma's used Canva a little bit too. So the great thing is, you know, we're here to ask you questions as you start to create your vision boards, guys. So if you're like, how do I create this? Or how do I put a rectangle behind my words? You know, we're here to help you out, okay? So let's get a little bit more into the goals and the achievements and the things that you want to put on your vision board, okay? So you've thought about your feelings and the things that you want to make happen, and you've thought about your theme for 2016. So now it's time to kind of create your vision board and really put together visuals for those feelings that you put down in your theme, right? So some things to consider. Like we've already did a team call talking a little bit about goal setting, so this is going to be a little bit of a repeat. But like I said before, think about your love and friendships. So, you know, your relationships with your spouse, you know, your career and your business, money, financial things that you want to achieve, health goals, spiritual or faith, you know, things tied back to your faith, traveling, and of course, you know, things that are more specific to your business, like rank, leadership ladder, you know, events. I should have put events on here. Do you want to qualify to get to leadership, or do you want to qualify for the Success Club trip in Punta Cana? You know, whatever it is, income goals, Success Club goals, okay? So whatever it is, it's going to bring you back to your feeling words and bring you back to your theme, okay? So let's move on. Now we're going to kind of go a little bit into each of our goals just to show you guys, you know, what our goals are. We kind of set these before we, Emma and I both like kind of created our goals before like a couple weeks ago. But really all of these goals tie back in one way or another to my theme and to my, my 3 words. Okay. So these are my goals. You guys, these are like huge, scary, like crazy goals for me. So it makes me nervous a little bit to share that I want to be a 15-star diamond coach by the end of the year. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm not afraid to shoot big. I'm not afraid to shoot for the moon. And I'm not afraid to put it out there and share it with you guys. Because I know that if it's scary, that means it's going to push me and it's going to make me a better coach by the end of this year. Okay. So along with 15-star, you know, I want to have some more elite and premier coaches on my team. I want to be an executive leader. So for those who don't know, that's part of the leadership ladder. That's the highest leadership ladder rung. Okay. So a lot of these, like I said, have to do with me empowering my team, duplicating in my team, and really just helping them achieve their goals. Okay. I've got financial goals here. I want to start making $3,000 a week in just team cycle bonus. Okay. I want to save enough for a down payment on a house so incredibly badly. My husband and I are so ready to be out of this apartment, this 1-bedroom apartment in Ghetto, Kent, Washington. We're so done. We're ready to have a freaking house with a yard so our dog can finally run around. We want to be able to pay off all of our debt except for student loans. I want to be size certified, which freaks me out. Once again, you know, I was the girl that was, you know, in the back of all of my Zumba classes, but I think it would be so much fun to teach a size class. I love size. So that's something that I'm really going to push for this year. And then attend a personal development conference. Of course, I really want to go to like a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within event this year. That would be so amazing. I want to pick up a new hobby. You know, I want to do something new and learn something new and get out of my house more. I find myself sometimes I'm like in my house for like what feels like 3 weeks straight sometimes when I work from home. So I want to start getting out of the house, starting to do some things that are not, you know, just inside of my little apartment. And I want to complete 5 programs this year. Okay. So like I said, you guys, this all brings me back to my 3 words: being intentional, being grateful, and being empowering to myself, and for my team. Okay. Emma, I'm going to move on to your goals, and I'm going to, if you want, you can unmute yourself and share your goals real quick. Here we go. So here's Emma's goals.
Today is like talking about these goals out loud scares me a lot. I was actually texting Alexa earlier, like, maybe I should like not have that as a goal. It's kind of really high. But then she's like, no, I'm not going to let you not like shoot for goals. Like what? So for me, I really want to help 5 coaches be elite and help 5 coaches become premier. I think it's just so awesome to see other people have success and have their teams growing. And it gives me like, I just love that. I love seeing other people have success. And that's something that I really want for my team. I want our team to be a 10-star elite top 100 team. I guess it says coach, but it would be a team, and 10K weekly. That's like ridiculous. Like I can't even like fathom that. That's just, I just put that on there because I was like, whatever. If I'm shooting big, I'm shooting big. So I'm just gonna put it up there. I really need a new car. I have never had a new car. I've always had, you know, my dad bought me my first one. I bought it from him, and then I just got my parents' Honda Pilot. I've never physically bought in a car, and that's something that I really want to do for my 3-year coaching anniversary, which is in June, which is also when the baby's going to be here. So I was like, oh, that's kind of like perfect timing. So I'm really pushing to make that happen. And I am going to be debt-free this year. I am tired of living with chains on my wrists and feeling like every time I have income coming in, it needs to go right back out to paying something off, and it's not a fun feeling. And so that is something that I am looking forward to being done with and feeling like. Executive leader, and just again, so 2 personal development books a month, just really focusing on personal development and growing and being the best leader that I can be, being the best mom, especially with adding another baby. Help 5 people quit their job. I just really want, I know there's people on the team who want this full time, and I just really want to help people make it happen because it's just such a rewarding feeling to be able to do this full time for the reasons that you want to be doing it. Create a system and delegate. Delegating is huge for me this year. still working on Eric with that one, but you know, there's always obstacles in everyone's journey. So I'm focusing on that and doing it so that it can free up time to be with my family. Again, you know, my priority is to be present, and that's something that will help me become more present in my family and to be, you know, just with them more and to not feel like I'm doing so many things. Help 10 people a month, new people a month, and also strengthen our marriage. Like I said, we're starting counseling on Friday, and we're both really excited for that because being young and having 2 children at the age of 24 and 23 is hard, and there's just a lot of stuff that comes with it. So I'm excited that we're making a step to work on it. And yeah, so those are my 2016 goals.
Yay, love it, love it. Yeah, Emma texted me before this call, and she was like, I think I want to make my goal lower. I was like, I am not allowing you to make your goal smaller. Sorry. As your success partner, I do not let you do that, okay? So I hope that this is a testament to you guys. Like, do not be afraid to shoot and dream big, okay? Like we both said, like we have some goals on these lists that freak us out, you guys, but that's okay, okay? Because I think that making sure that you have something big to shoot for is just gonna really, I feel like, push you so much further than you ever really believe that you could go. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, the beginning of last year when my team and I decided that we wanted to go for top 10, honestly, like I was just so freaked out about it. I remember when I ended last year, I was like, you know, it would be cool if I'm in the top 100. And then I was like, wait, I'm going to shoot for top 10. Like our team's going to go for top 10. And you guys, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like that goal, we did not fulfill that goal. But you know what? We did end up as an elite team. We did end up in the top 30 out of 400,000 coaches. So you know what? I think that we still ended up pretty good. And I honestly don't think that I would have pushed so hard or made so much progress last year in my business if I hadn't set such a crazy, humongous, scary goal. Okay, so think about that. It really does tie back to that quote, you know, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I felt like that was me and my business completely last year. I shot for the moon, but you know what? I didn't make it to the moon, but I definitely landed in the stars. And I'm so above and beyond happy with where my team and where I ended up at the end of last year. So shoot big, you guys. Don't be afraid to make big, huge, scary goals because you will be so surprised by what can happen. Even if you don't hit that goal, you'll still just be so much further than you ever thought you could be. Okay? So that being said, you guys, that's pretty much it. Honestly, you know, we just wanted to cover a couple things, but now we want to get to work. We want to have some fun. We want to start making our vision boards together. So I'm going to turn off the screen share, and I'm actually going to stop the recording because like really we don't have anything else that's going to be like specifically talked about. So everybody watching the recording, I hope this was helpful.